Hello everyone, it's Peter here, Fisner. How you doing, guys? Hello. So, in today's episode, it's the second part of the Electronoobs high frequency version of the pure sine inverter. So we don't use low frequency transformer, we use high frequency, as you can see, the yellow one from those modules on AliExpress. And I found issues which I want to share with you, and I want to talk about parts because some of the parts you just buy in bulk. So if you're gonna buy them yourself, that you need to, some of them you need to buy, you know, in the larger quantities. I want to talk about those things today. Parts came, so I can add them and add other components which I have. And fingers crossed, the next episode will be about testing and how it's working and so on. And then maybe I will use it for some time and I will do the efficiency test. So I will be monitoring temperature and see, because in my opinion this core, yes, maybe it allows to up to 500 watts, but it's peak time, so I would say about 200 watts if I'll take out of it. That should be, you know, everything. I don't believe it will be 500 continuous power. I just don't believe it. Looking at the core size, it doesn't ring a bell why it would be 500 watts, because these are sold as a 500 watts inverter on AliExpress. I don't know if you can find it on eBay or Amazon, probably you are, but I bought it off AliExpress. I was recording part 1, so I was talking more about it, and there is a playlist about inverters, so you can look more about what I'm doing. And that's one of the two I will be building now, and then at the end, once I will build all of those, I will be using a topology called full bridge as well for the inverter of the higher power, minimum of 1 kilowatt. And that will be the last episode. Okay, so now back to the parts. You buy this module, and to be true, I thought I can follow the schematics what Electronoobs placed. But then I've seen that this capacitor, what I've read was 1000 microfarads. Okay, I'll pause, I'll double check, and I'll show you what I meant. Okay, so I've got a blank PCB, and here is a battery input, and I don't know how well you can see, but it's written C12 here. If you can't see it, that's okay, because I can show you the picture on this here. Now what it is battery input module is here, and battery comes to here, plus and battery minus. Yes, so you see that's the thing, and here is C12 capacitor which has 1000 microfarads. Okay. But why I've placed 4700, you might be asking. Why? Yes, because originally I had 1000. Those capacitors are 4700 in those modules. Okay, schematics stating 1000 microfarads. Okay, so he said, Electronoobs said in his video that he's trying to cut the cost by reusing these components, but he never explained, is it okay to use 1000 microfarads, or no, use only 4700 as on this board. Okay, so I replaced it because I've seen in the video at one point, I'll try to catch it and I'll show you that it's 4700 actually what he's using. Okay, so as you can see at 6:48 minutes and seconds, you see that at this very top, get my pointer, it's 700, and here's 470. Yes, that's 4700 microfarads. So that's mean he's using 4700, not what he wrote in the schematics, which is 1000 microfarads. Okay, so that's my opinion. I've replaced it because of that. Now the next change which I see is not a change actually, it's a small crucial detail. Those chips here, those have pins which are responsible for the clock speed, the frequency, PWM, pulse width modulation frequency, and what's called a dead time. That means the MOSFETs won't overlap each other and won't create a problem for yourself, will work just the proper way rather than will work not the proper way. So there are few pins. I will try to check again and I will show you. Okay, so what we're looking at the SG3525A, which is a chip, very cheap. You get in those cheap Chinese inverter modules, okay? And then you can see that timing resistor is 1, yes? So it's a RT connection on the chip, and that RT is not only important to be of that value, but it's important what the tolerance is. So if we're talking microfarads here, if you take another, let's say that's a timing resistors, yes? So resistor, capacitor, whatever you see over there, it has to stay of the same value at RT and at RD, because if the value of those components, let's look RT and RD, which on the pin output they are. So we're talking, that's CT and RT, you see here, 5 and 6, those pins. If they will get different values, or, yes, or the values will be the same, but the tolerance will be different, like resistors or capacitors, yes, they've got resistance in ohms and capacitance in farads. We've got pico, that's 10 to minus 12, nano 10 to minus 9, and a micro 10 to minus 6. Power off, yes, minus. So that's what it is. It's not only those capacitances and resistances, it's as well tolerance. When you buy them, you've got as well wattage and volts. So here these ones have wattage, yes, these are 1/4 of the watts, so 250 milliwatts, and these working on certain voltages. So all those you need to remember, but the tolerance, even if you got everything right, tolerance has to be minimum, yes, like 1% tolerance rather than having 10 to 20%, because then those won't work properly and will give you hissing sound. It won't sound even the right way. So if you turn it on first and you hear, well, don't do it if you don't know what you're doing, because you can get killed. That's 380 volts here. But if you know what you're doing, yes, and you know how to get safely about it, and you are just having it as a top-up of your knowledge, then that's okay. So what it is that if you know how to use it, you plug it in and it's working, then what's happening is that you hear the sound of it. That's certain frequency which you will hear with your ears, yes? Now once you've got that frequency going in your head, when you will put all those components here on the board, yes, make sure that they will go one by one, because if you will do all of them simultaneously outside, you can mix them up and you can just put different value in a different place, and you really don't want it. Next, you can use your meter, of course, but are you sure you'll be okay with tolerances? Are you sure that these all resistors and capacitors have all the same tolerances? If you're not 100% sure, better do one by one. That's my way of looking at it. Once you will do one and you will know the frequency is right because it's sounding the same way, then you will be okay. And keep in mind what Electronoobs said about discharging with those big resistors. Like I've got 5 watts and 100 ohms. I use it all the time for a long time, yes. So yeah, discharge it, believe me, because that can either kill you or electrocute you, yes. What else I wanted to show you? Okay, so you know the tolerances apart from the values of the components in that particular section of this particular chip, which is shown just before. And now about the components. Guys, if there's no CE mark on the product, we can't sell it in the EU or in the UK. This is printed by JLB or JLC PCB or something. Yes, I bought 5 of them. If you buy 5 of them, it's okay, but if you want just one, yes, just one, because you don't need so many of them, then why do you need 4 more and wait for those 2 weeks? So I will be making these available, but I will be making them as a form of a donation. And why it's so? It's because these don't have CE mark, so I can't sell them legally. Yes, so not only it's a dangerous project which can kill you, so you need to take your own responsibility, but I will be given a bag of components, or them depend on the value of the donation. Okay, so that will have one donation, then all the components will be second donation. This you can buy yourself, yes, on eBay or on all those other places like AliExpress or Amazon. But again, these you don't want to buy 25 or 10. You want to buy as many as you need, yes, because why you need so many of them? So again, I will be doing it probably as a form of the donation, and if somebody will pay the donation, then they need to provide their address, and that will be a gift from me. Okay, so that's how I see it. I can't say otherwise how I can say thank you for the donation, apart from sharing with you what I have. So I've chosen to give those as a form of donation. Next thing is that I'll create more tutorials and more explanation about how I've done it, how it worked out for me, then the performance, and you'll have all the videos. Yes, so you'll have a whole knowledge how to, as you see there are differences, and as you see there are things which are not explained in an Electronoobs video and which can really take you down when you're doing it and it doesn't work and you don't have a knowledge and you don't have support. Yes, so I want to make it so that you don't have to have that knowledge, but you can still build it. We will be talking, I will be taking photos and I'll make on the blog as well, so that you see which directions some of the components are going in, so that you will know, you will see everything clearly. Yes, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Tell me if you think otherwise, because we don't have CE mark on them as well. Yes, I can't say these are CE marked, so I can't say these are legal or something. Yes, but law is the law and we need to obey it, because otherwise somebody can make us trouble for that. So that's what they mean. But as long as I don't sell stuff, yes, which don't have CE mark, I'm okay. So hope you understand why I want to do it, and I know you don't want to buy 25 of them if you're gonna use 4 or 2. Yes, and yeah, that's what I think is the best way to approach it. I don't know if you need anything else. If you've got questions, leave them down below, but I will try to do last video about final result what I have here. And yeah, that's it in this video. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one, and let's build something great, guys. Take care. Bye bye.